Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Once, a husband and a wife were going by a car to some place, and the wife was a chatterbox. Non-stop, the bird flew. See? So, the husband thought, what could be done now? I have to focus attention on driving, destination is known, but in between the disturbances are coming too much, too many questions, too many this thing. So he just stopped near a pawn shop and he purchased a Bangla Mitha Masala pan to the size of a samosa. And then he came and he told his wife, honey, this is for you. Oh, you care so much for me, of course. And then he gave it to her. She ate. And then she asked, about you? You are not eating? Now her mouth was blocked, so she can't ask a question. So, you are not eating? So he said, I can keep my mouth shut without eating pan. See, when we know the destination, when we know the way, are we able to apply ourselves single-pointedly or get carried away by all unwanted things also? See, therefore, when we are playing the game of life, now what is the destination reality that we have seen yesterday? That when life is lived without doubt, without confusion, clarity, only happiness will express. So reality is not a struggle to get bliss, but it is an expression of bliss in and through every word, every action, every thought. That is the reality. Now path to this. So if we have to reach that, then what is the path? So the first step is this. If we take life as a game and we don't take game as a profession, see, these Americans have made everything so professional that the joy of playing is lost. See? You play for the joy of it, to win. And as a result, only the number one is accepted, others are discarded. See? And that is why there is a dirty competition. So whenever we lead our life only as a game of life, then whenever we play any game, then what is required? We must know the laws of the game. Is it not? Rules and regulations. See? And when we know the rules and regulations, then we must also follow them. Otherwise, knowing the rules and regulations and not following them, then it becomes a problem. See? Like in the Western world, when there is a red light, you have to stop. That is the rule there. In Ahmedabad, if you do the same thing, you will be pushed from backside. See? Because our Indians believe that we are more intelligent than those robo lights. Ab koi to nahi ja raha, let's go through. How wise it is, So if you are driving in India and if there is red light and if there is no cross traffic and if you stay, you will be bumped from backside. So whenever we are living in any place, we must be able to adjust ourselves and not become rigid in life. See? And for that, what is the base, what is the foundation on which we should play the game of life? Now this is the topic we will think today. See, when, let us take for example, traffic rules are made. Are the traffic rules made keeping in view a particular person? Are the traffic rules made for the ladies, they are separate. For the gents, they are separate. For the children, they are separate. For the old people, they are separate. For the Hindus, they are separate. For the Muslims, they are separate. No. There may be civil code rules separate for the different religions, but traffic rules cannot be. See, minorities can go anyway, allowed. See, but a majority will have to follow the traffic rules. No. Now, when these traffic rules are framed, what is the foundation? Foundation is well-being of all the people who are involved in the driving of the vehicles, is it not? In the same manner, if we are playing the game of life, we must know what are the rules and regulations of life. See? And therefore, what is the source which will determine the rules which is governing our life? Now for that, take another example. See, I am very fond of different gadgets. So when you buy a gadget, along with that you get an instruction manual. Now if we want to, suppose I got a Sony Handycam hard disk camera and I have misplaced the manual supplied along with that camera. So my friend says, don't worry yaar, I have got a manual of Panasonic, uska kaam chala lo. Is it applicable? No. How a particular make can be fully utilized can be told only by the one who has manufactured that machine, is it not? Be very clear. In the same manner, what should be the rules that will govern our life cannot be determined by us. See? It can't be determined by us. Then what is the authority? So the authority also cannot be human beings. Make it very clear. When Britishers were here, or when Britishers were in other places such as Australia, when they were in Britain and many colonies, that time the rules were different. Different rules for Britishers and different rules for the non-whites. In the same manner, if the rules are made by the human beings for the human beings, they will always have biasness. They can't be absolutely perfect rules. See? Very clear. Therefore, the question comes, who will make the rules? So, the one who is not biased and influenced by anything, and that could be none other than the reality, what we are wanting to reach, the path to reality. See? That is why our Vedas are called as the Apaurusheya. Apaurusheya means what? They are not written by the human effort. Every mantra is revealed to the great masters. That is why they call it Rishi, not Rishi Kapoor. Rishi is mantra dashtraraha rishayaha. See? Those who have seen those mantras. See, like take example, I'll give two examples. In one example of the modern days, one example of the ancient times. Vishwamitra was a king, and when he came to know the power of the Brahma Vidya, he did tapasya and evolved himself, and then to him was revealed the Gayatri Mantra. And what is the meaning of revealing the Gayatri Mantra? He became a right instrument through whom the wisdom will flow. See? In today's world, there was a great master who has tremendous influence on me, Swami Akhandanandji Maharaj. See, when the JKs built a temple in Kanpur, they have built a very big arch in the front, and they say, Maharaji, we want to write something on that. What should we write? So he said, I'll tell you tomorrow. And next day morning when he got up, he told his disciple who was serving, please write down mantra. So he dictated the mantra. And then the disciple asked, Maharaji, what is the reference? He said, I also don't know. Why? This came before me at night. Like I am seeing you, or you are seeing me, or you are seeing be happy, or mauj mein raho, by your eyes, in the same manner, these mantras with the letters Rasva Dirgha is revealed to the great masters. They are not created. The collection of such divine mantras is called as the Dharma Shastra. And therefore, you will see in our Hinduism, no personality cult is developed. See, we are talking about the principle. And whenever a personality cult is developed, immediately biasness is bound to be introduced. See? So whether it was Rama, whether it was Krishna, whether it was you or me, all of them are governed by the same rules and regulations of life. See? When you and me are born, we are told that we should respect our parents, touch their feet, take the blessings. The same thing was also done by Bhagwan Krishna to his parents, although he was direct manifestation of the divine. See? Therefore, this Dharma Shastra is beyond any individuality cult. See? Now when this Dharma Shastra is done, then whenever rules are framed, those rules are framed keeping in view who will be influenced by those rules. See? Like, for example, syllabus is prepared for the school. So what is the criteria in deciding the syllabus for the school? We see what is the age group. Then we see what is the capacity of that student who is going to study and learn. See? According to that, the syllabus is framed in the same manner. The rules of dharma are framed according to our capacity. See? Some of us are physically strength oriented. Some of us are activity oriented but with a dent of selfishness. Some of us are activity oriented with a lot of unselfishness. Some of us are knowledge oriented. See, these are the four possibilities. So those who are knowledge oriented, they will have a different set of lifestyle.
I was in BITS Pilani, and they have got very beautiful, gymnasium and all the exercise things, beautiful grounds, a swimming pool. And the yoga teacher is a good friend of mine. So he came, he said, Swamiji, I also studied in Kaivalya Dham, and I knew that you have come from there, so I came to meet you and all that, and I heard you so many times. I said, very good. He said, Swamiji, I got to talk to you something. Whenever anybody wants to meet me personally, my heart comes out and goes in, comes out and goes in. There is nothing to talk personally. The same thing. I am this, I am that, I have done that, I have done this, I have done this. Nothing worth. So I said, start right away. No, Swamiji, I will come to your room. I said, let me be at peace at least in my room. What is wrong if you start right away here? Start right away. Swamiji, here the students are not interested in any of these things, The games they are not interested, and then the yoga they are not interested, then the exercise they are not interested, swimming they are not interested. What should I do? I said, are you getting your salary? He said, yes. Then enjoy. No, but I want that they should do this thing. I said, look here, if you want the student who are physically oriented, go to Patiala. In Patiala, the brains are in the patella. They will be interested only in the physical, run. Those who are running marathon, do you think they have got anything in the upper floor? Totally empty. See? I said, look here, in this institution, the cream of the Indian intelligence is admitted with great competition. None of the student is less than 98%. Now, those who are so much intelligent, and while they are studying, in the second, third year, the placement team comes, and before they finish their graduation, they are already appointed. Who is interested in your running and playing cricket and all that? See? That is not the way. So those who are knowledge oriented, for them you cannot tell the same thing as you can tell to others. So based on the predominance of knowledge, the humanity is classified as A. Now the second class. There are people who are dynamic, and they have also a touch of unselfishness. There are people, see, they fall in the category B. So they will be working, they are workaholics. They can work day and night without getting tired. Now the third class, the C class, is those people who are also very workaholic, work day and night, but always with a tinge, what will I get? And an element of selfishness is introduced. Then the fourth type of person, those who are neither knowledge oriented, nor action oriented, nor selfishness oriented. Then what they are? They are laziness oriented. See? If I get salary, it is okay, 10 to 5. Calcutta you go. Office timing 10 to 5. Home to home. So they leave their home at 10 o'clock and then they reach the office during office time. Why should I travel in my personal time for the office work? And when they leave the office, they have to reach home in the office time. So they leave at 3 o'clock. See, that is why you will see in Calcutta, there is a lot of Banerjee, Chatterjee, Mukherjee, but there is no energy. See? And then we say, why the other states are progressing and why not these? See? We are all liberated on the same day, all the states. Today you see your Gujarat is one of the most proud state. Do you think it is happening just like that? See, I was talking to our Nayarji. He was showing me the extension building and all that. I said, Nayarji, I'll tell you one thing. All this what you are able to do and what is happening through AMA can happen only in the Gujarati community. It can never happen among the Biharis, never among the Bengalis, and is impossible among the Keralites. See? The quality of the people matters a lot. You will see the same Bengali, Keralite, when they come out of their state, they are extremely productive. But collectively when they come, they are a calamity. See? Therefore, the humanity is classified under 4 categories. Now, before I give you the details more, the scientists have to study, let us take the total life. So what they have done, first of all, they have classified animal kingdom and plant kingdom. After they have classified, then they have further classified animal kingdom into vertebrates and non-vertebrates. Then vertebrates, again they are further classified. The mammals, the avians, the amphibians, the marine life. And again among the mammals, again they have classified. So will we say that the scientists are biased against some animals and favoring some animals? Will we say that? To call a donkey, is it an insult? See? But if you call a donkey a human being, then it is the insult of the donkey. Is it not? How true it is. Now, if this is clear, then humanity falls under these 4 categories. Those who are knowledge oriented, those who are action oriented with a lot of sacrifice and unselfishness. The third, those who are lot of activity oriented but selfishness, what will I get? And the fourth are neither having knowledge nor dynamism. They just want to eat and sleep and enjoy without doing anything. Now technically these 4 classes are called as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. The moment these words are uttered, immediately the political turmoil starts. See? When I say food should be eaten only with the mouth, okay? You should not pour your hot coffee in your ears. You are biased. Why? Everybody should be given the proper opportunity. See? If you want to taste the chutney, you should use only your tongue. Why? How many days, the eyes have been only looking at the chutney. They never allowed to taste what chutney is. Take a, 2 spoonful and put in your like a kajal and enjoy. See, friends. Therefore, classification of the humanity on this ground is not the division of the society. Please understand. Will we say that animal kingdom is classified on certain criteria? Is it the division of the animal kingdom? See. But our legacy from the Britishers, divide and rule. See, there is one book written by Gurucharan Das. If you happen to read, he is one of the best economists. And his book is Unbound India. I read that book a few years before. So fantastic. And there he has made certain observations. There he said, when Britishers were frustrated and wanted to leave India and give credit to Mahatma Gandhi, So, that time they were ruling like the masters, and all the Indians were serving like the slaves. And this is what they have lived through their life. Then when the Britishers went, these slaves, they became the master. And they started imitating exactly what the Britishers were treating their subordinates. And this is how that tradition of divide and rule is still continuing. See, friends. And this is what our politicians have learned. We will never talk of India as a country. We will always talk of, I am a Gujarati, I am a Marwadi, I am a South Indian, I am a North Indian. See? The other day I received one invitation card from South India, and a very nice one. And after that particular town, probably Chennai or somewhere, and at the end, instead of writing India, it was written South India. So normally I don't reply. That day I made that South and delete it and sent it back. Still we talk about South India, North India, see? Because this is what we are taught every day. See? So, talking differences leads to disintegration and division. But classification is a useful method of employing our faculties to production and abilities, isn't it not? And who can give this? Only the one who is unbiased. See? But when this is not understood, the classification is taken as a means to decry that you Hindus have created these Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. No, friends. If, be very attentive, medical profession is used for organ, trade by one or two doctors, will you condemn medicine as a profession? See? In the same manner, yes, some Brahmins, some Kshatriyas might have done something good or bad in the past, we don't deny. But does it mean because of that you condemn the very classified society? See, friends. Therefore, the path to reality very clearly tells, first of all, find out your own position in life. I was appointed in the university, BITS Pilani. And they gave me the letter. Then I went to the dean. I said, sir, what is my duty? Is it not written on that? I said, no. Okay, let me see. The dean saw the paper, and there everything was written except my position. You are hereby appointed in our university and you will get so much of salary. But what is the position? By God's grace, that was not written or not mentioned. So, salary I will get, but then what is my duty? Unless a position is specified, duty cannot be allotted, is it not? How simple it is. Then he said, okay, please sit down, I will check from the office. Then he phoned, he said, such and such thing, this is order, please tell me what is the position. In this order is not there, get another order. In that, the new order came where that empty space was filled in. And it was written that you are appointed as a watchman. So when I was appointed as a watchman, what will be the principal say? Get up. And go on the gate. And keep on watching. What is my duty? Just stand there. You will get everything there. See, in the same manner, if we have to play the game of life, we must know the position. Whether we are the batsman, whether we are the bowlers, whether we are the wicket keeper, whether we are the umpire, whether we are the leg umpire. See, we have to be very clear. So unless the position in our life is clearly understood, we will not be able to ascertain what is the job or the duty we are supposed to perform. See? So, to determine this, our scriptures have told a very beautifully presented thought. And what is that? We all have to be included in one or the other class. In the 4th chapter of Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha tasya kartaram abhimam vidhi akartaram avyayam. This classification of the humanity is not on any other basis except guna and the karma. What is the predominant makeup of your personality? If the predominant makeup is that of the knowledge orientation, or the predominant makeup is that of the action without selfishness, or action with selfishness, or neither knowledge nor action, only laziness, living because not able to die. Depending on these 4 types of qualities, the humanity is classified as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And then karma. So, if you tell, see, this happened long time back. One person, I remember his name was Agrawal. Agrawal is a common noun, of course. So, he came, and that time I was studying. So he came and he said, Brahmachari ji, you people are all the time reading. Usse kuch nahi hota. Kaam karo. Karma karo. I said, then who will read? Who will study? We'll do one thing. I will go to the laborers. They were doing some digging and lifting and all that. I said, I will do that job. And my study reading, let it be done by any labor. I have no problem. So we went. And I told, I said, hey, Agrawalji tells I am doing nothing, only reading whole day and night. And you are sweating in the sun and doing such a hard work. Therefore, let us exchange the position. Today, whole day, I will work physically and you whole day study. He said, Mahatma ji, do laga do, lekin ye paap mat karwana. He said, we are always surprised, how come you people are studying whole day? And for us, the surprise is how they are working in the hot, scorching sun all day. Because our makeups are different. Isn't it? Therefore, first, what is our makeup? We have to find out. Nobody can find it out for us. According to that, the karma is determined. If we are knowledge-oriented, our activities will have a different flair. If we are action-oriented, it will be different. And therefore, this together is called as the Varnashrama Vyavastha. Varnashrama Vyavastha means classification of the humanity on the basis of what is your makeup and what is your position in life. See? Now, if our position is like this, see, this evening when we were just before coming, one very sweet girl came. I know her since when she was small. Now she is a mother. 2 days she is asking me this question. Swamiji, please tell me, I want to do something. Please tell me what I should do. I said, you have got 2 children? Yes. Bring them up nicely and also take care of the big child. If you can do this, you have done your job. See, Swamiji, I wanted to do yoga, but I don't get the time. I want to do this, but I don't get the time. I say, when you don't get the time, why do you add? Now, one step further, I told her, I said, look here. Do you know, all the unwanted things happen in our life, you know when? When we have got excess time at our disposal. In old age, people are bored, frustrated. Do you know what is the reason? The reason is every night they go to sleep with a hope that they will not wake up. Again, अरे बाप रे फिर जग गया. Now again for next 12 years, 12 hours, what do I do? बहू ब्रेकफास्ट में क्या बनाया है? शुरू. When you have nothing to do, you think only about eating the heads of the ladies at the home and the food. See, friends, on the contrary, if you are busy, you have no time to waste and get into arguments with anybody. You will see those people who sit with a cup of tea and discuss about the politics, about the religion, etc. They are good for nothing. Therefore, somehow time pass. That is all. On the contrary, if you are extremely preoccupied, you have no time to go the wrong way. See? This I am telling you from my own experience. See, you will get probably this, my itinerary 2008. Here, on the last button page, we have printed Time Pass 2008 of Swami Anubhavananda. Now in this Time Pass, all the 365 days are accounted. Now where is the time for me to go here and there? And when you are absolutely preoccupied, you will never go the wrong way. See, in the morning I am conducting some workshop for the Ammas ladies. And in between one lady got up, Swamiji, will you please excuse me? I said, yes. No, actually this is the time I have to just pick up my son and come. I'll just go and come like that. I said, okay. Now see, she is preoccupied with the duty as a mother. Now she will do anything, but when that particular time comes, she is already oriented towards her responsibility, is it not? Therefore, the first rule of life is what Bhagavad Gita tells us, कर्मण्ये वाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फल हेतुर्भूः मा ते संगः अस्तु अकर्मणि. This is the path, and these are the rules with which we have to play the game of life. Now see what happens. When we are occupied with all the duties that we have to do, you will have zero time to get bored. You will never see a child bored or depressed, because he doesn't have time to get bored and depressed. And you will never see an inspired old man all the time to depress. बाबूजी क्या हो गया? अब क्या होना बाकी है? No, you are looking little depressed. बस अब तो बस भगवान की प्रार्थना करें उठा ले, लेकिन वो भी नहीं उठाता. Do you think, is it life? Those who ask for death, is it not an insult to the divine will? Why this happens? Because we are having no agenda. Please remember, if we are to play the game of life, either we should have passion or dispassion or compassion. One of the three. If you have passion, take up something and work for that. Whether it is cricket, whether it is a mathematics, whether it is a computer, get lost in that. You will be preoccupied and you will never have extra time to get bored in life. See, path to reality is, there is no path. You are the reality. A child at night wants to go to susu, bathroom. So he wakes his mummy. In India, the children sleep with the mother, unlike the Western world. Tu kaha, main yahan, not like that. So The child will say, Mummy, Mummy, I have to go to Susura. Go then yourself, don't disturb me. No, no, I am afraid. It is darkness there. You stand outside and keep on talking. So from the bedroom up to the bathroom. So your whole bedroom has become a path for the child. And the toilet has become the goal for the child, is it not? But for the mother, the path and the goal is one, is it not? She knows she is within the house. See the difference? In the same manner, the reality is not somewhere away. It is our own nature. And our own nature is accept this nothing else, and that is being blissful, not becoming happy. See, one person asked me, Swamiji, आपका जो logo है, it is unlike, the other Mahatmas. They have got one serpent and then the sun rays coming out and something written in Sanskrit. When they write in Sanskrit, then it is wisdom. When it is written in English, it is a boredom or what? And there are no flowers, no sunrise, no sun, no waves and all that, no kundalini. Why this is so? I said, this is meant for whom? For the people. What are the people called in Hindi? Log. जो लोगों के लिए है वो लोगो. So why make it complicated? Yes, just to tell be happy, just be happy. Now make a snake over there and tell, when the snake will bite you, then you will be happy. Arey Ram Ram. Let us make the life simple. So what is reality? Reality is not something very great. It is you and me. See, in Taittiriya Upanishad, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyomanna Soshnute Sarvan Kaman Saha Brahmana Vipaschiteti. There, the truth is revealed in a very simple way, but is one particular word we all miss. What is said? He who has come to live as the reality, his all desires stand fulfilled simultaneously. See? Our desires are fulfilled in a sequence. First, I should finish my education. Finish. Then, I should get a good job. Get a good job. Then, I should get a good wife. You can try. Isn't it? Thereafter, I should get good children. Impossible. Even when your children are Rama or Krishna, both the parents suffered. You know that? Dashratha died because of Rama. And Vasudeva Devaki went to jail because of Krishna. So when your children are directly Bhagwan, this is the tragedy for the parents. When our children are kabutars, what is going to happen? See? Swamiji, I don't know what is wrong. I have done everything, but my son doesn't listen to me. Have you listened to your father? See? Therefore, our desires are fulfilled one after another. And there is no end to the list of the desires. See? Therefore, there is only one option. And what is that one option? If there is any way by which all our desires are fulfilled simultaneously, then alone the reality is manifesting through us. See? Therefore, when we are keeping ourselves fully occupied and happily occupied, and fulfilling our duties associated with our position in life, you will have no time to get bored, to get disturbed, and also disturb others. See? The other day, I was in Goa, and one person came. He said, Swamiji, I just want to come and spend time with you. I said, then come in the evening. We have got a lecture in that Mahalakshmi temple. You come there. No, not in the lecture, with you. I said, I don't spend time with anybody. You want to talk to me? Talk right here. Start. No, I had nothing, just to time pass. I said, do you think I am a railway platform bench? जाके बैठो down. No, I thought I had some time spare. Why not spend with you? Look here. Please understand, don't give yourself one free moment in life. We have to be 365 multiplied by 24, not 724. How simple. And how to do that? If we keep ourselves preoccupied in our duties, you will be left with no time. See? But for us, prosperity means what? Our work should be done by others. That is prosperity. And then what do? Then we lazy around. See, I have seen one Assamese Amma many years before. She must be no more now. So, she must be that time about 90 or so. And she was so bright eyes and very simple. So I asked her daughter-in-law, I said, Amma, your mother-in-law is so bright and brilliant, isn't it? She said, Swamiji, I am also amazed. She has got few rules and she has never bypassed those rules. The first rule is, she never takes the food which is cooked 4 hours before. Every time only freshly cooked food. See? You go to the modern, overdeveloped countries. Whenever I go to USA, I have to suffer with my Madhya Pradesh. Because the food is cooked in bulk and put in the deep fridge. And from there, therefore, there is something called a WWW, you all know. In USA, it is FFF, fresh from fridge. So they will take out from the fridge, and then the dead food will go into the microwave. And after the shraddha of the food is done, then that pinda is given to you to eat. See? And therefore you will see, in our country, even you take an ordinary person, there is a cheer, there is a joy, there is a smile, there is a glow. There they have got everything except good food. You know, once I went somewhere and I take my quota little bit, whatever I had to take. So one friend asked me, Swamiji, how come you can control such a good food, you are taking only little bit? I said, Maharaj, I get good food all the 3 times a day, all the 365 days. You never get a good food. And therefore, once you get it, you glutton it out. See? Therefore, if we take this simple thing, if we do all our jobs, then she told me the second thing about her. She said, we are, by God's grace, very well to do. We have servants, etc. But this old lady, her rules, she will wash her clothes every day. It's a different issue. We don't tell her. Then after she washes and she can't put it on, so she puts on a small thing, and after she has done, she goes. Then again we take them out and we wash it properly and then give her. Because she is not able to wash properly. She doesn't have the strength. Yet, she has the rules. As a result, she is always cheerful, bright. Then the second rule, She doesn't keep herself free even for one moment. Morning till evening, till she goes to bed, she has got many rules imposed on herself. So, before lunch, she has to complete this. After lunch, she washes her plate and keeps, and then she sleeps for half an hour. Half an hour means half an hour. After that, she will get up and then have a cup of tea, and then there's a time for Bhagavad. She read Bhagavad not once, twice, but 40 times. And thereafter evening, she will go little walk in the garden itself. She will go and water the plants and like that. And when anybody comes, no, this is my garden walking time. Thank you, keep yourself good, okay? That's all. Not interested at all because busy herself. For us what happens? Gupta ji, bada bore ho raha tha, yaar, tumhare paas aa gaya. Why you are getting bored? Akele the. So when you are all alone and you get bored of yourself, how solid bore you must be. If you get bored of others, you can understand. See, therefore, this is a very simple rule. Karmanye vadhikaraste. If we keep ourselves busy in our duties, in our responsibilities, sincerely, you have won the game of life. See? And now see, we are here. We are having interaction. I am a speaker and you are a listener. Now, if I keep on shouting my rights on you, and you keep on shouting your rights on me, I said my rights on you as the listeners is, you should not sleep. You should come on time. You should sit properly. You should attentively. Now, this is in your code. What is my control? Nothing. And then you have got right on me. Swamiji, you should talk sense. The subject matter only you should talk. You should not go here and there. You have no control on me, I have no control on you. What is the net result? When I ask for my rights, I fail. When you ask for your right, you fail. Now change the scenario. If I do my duty sincerely, and you do your duty sincerely, is it not in fulfilling my duty, your rights are taken care of? And when you fulfill your duty, my rights are taken care of. This is the game of life. See? When I, as the parents, take care of the children's rights are taken care of. And if the children take up care of the parents' rights are taken care of. There cannot be any controversy. And see the beauty. When I do my duty is in my hands. And my hands are in my hands. And we all do our duty only in the present. So when we start leading our life duty-oriented and not right-oriented, the net result will be in the fulfillment of the duties, mutual rights are taken care of. See? But we always talk about our rights, our rights. When we talk only about rights, we go the wrong way. See? Because when we do something, who is benefited? It is not the one for whom we do that is benefited. It is the one who is doing the job, he is benefited. See, now I am talking to you. My talk is heard first by you or me. I hear you. I hear myself first before you hear me, is it not? So if my talk does not influence me, will it influence others? See? Bhagavan Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was once approached by a mother and a child. And mother told Thakur, "Hey Bhagavan, my child is eating a lot of sweets. Why don't you tell him not to eat? He will listen to you." So that master said, "Amma, bring him next Sunday." This was repeated 3 times. And 4th time, he told, Beta, don't eat sweets, it will destroy your teeth. Eat little bit if you have to, but don't eat too much. Then the mother said, Sir, if this only you have to tell him, why did you make me shunt 4 times? Why didn't you tell me right in the first visit? That time that master said, Amma, before I tell the child, at least for 1 week, I should abstain from the eating of sweets. I will keep on eating sweets and tell the child, don't eat sweets. Those words will carry no meaning. See, this is the basic reason why children don't listen to us. Because children knows better than us. See, and then we complain, Swamiji, our children don't respect us. Is there any chatak something which will give us a position of a respectful altar? No. See, therefore, when we are taking life as a duty-oriented lifestyle, we have followed the game's rule perfectly well. See, then for such a person, there is no statement like this, the world is too much for me. The world is never too much unless you are too small. See, the strength in the world is borrowed from our weaknesses. If we are a weakling, then the world becomes strong. See, and therefore, when we are leading our life on the foundation of duty-oriented lifestyle, the whole scenario of our own family onwards, the whole nation will change. See, in one of the Niti Shastra books, I read something which is definitely applicable today in our country. It is said, when the people of a nation are corrupt, it is bad. When the politicians of the nation are corrupt, it is worse. But when the judiciary of a nation is corrupt, it is worst. Today, we have reached that state. You can buy any judge. See, they call themselves as justice. But they don't do justice. They judge how much they are going to get. See, therefore, friends, when we really want to attain something higher than the mundane in this world, see, you must have seen in our AMA, many people donate lakhs and lakhs and lakhs. They have earned so much. When they are giving so much money, what for? For getting fulfillment, is it not? So what is really important in life? Earning, hoarding, and carrying the load of our success, or sharing and celebrating? See, friends, and therefore, when we share our abilities with all those who are dependent on us, the whole life's quality will change. That is why the path to reality, when we talk about, take life as a game, the game of life. And whenever we play a game, we have to follow rules and regulations. And rules or regulations are different for different players. Find out what we are. The other day, I think in Delhi it happened. My friend, she was driving and she jumped the red light. And after we jumped, then the police stopped her. So I spoke to police. I said, hey Mahatma ji, actually I told only Amma to go, never mind, because we are in a hurry. So don't fine her unnecessarily. It is my fault. You fine me if you want. He was so sweet. He said, Maharaj ji, I have a right to fine only the driver, not the passenger. See how true it is? If you are driving the car, then you are coming under the purview of the rules and regulations. If you are not driving the car, you are a passenger. Passenger is never penalized for breaking the rules of traffic. In the same manner, If you are having a position in life, you are a husband, you are a wife, you are a son, you are a son-in-law, you are an officer, you are a politician, you are a subject. If we do our duties sincerely, perfectly, cheerfully and happily as our offering to the Lord, we have learned the secret that the divinity will express through us. See, today somebody came to invite me for some lecture somewhere. I never know where is what. They just take me like a furniture and put it, I bluff and I relax. So that man, he was telling me, Swamiji, please give your biodata, because what Nayarji has given is so small, you know. We want to create a good impression on the listener, so that you should be. I said, okay, write down. I was a thief, I have killed a dozen people, then I was behind the bar, then I was drinking a lot, and after living in the jail for I think 21 or 22 years, then I came out. Swamiji, so what happened? Why are you telling lies? I said, if this is a lie, then whatever I speak is a lie, is it not? Suppose I tell you, once upon a time, I was going on the banks of Ganges, and suddenly a lion came, and the lion started talking to me. Do you know, your birth is not for anything else but going and giving lectures in AMA. And thereafter, I started coming over here. Do you want this kind of introduction? See? Why don't you understand that this gimmick is okay when you are having something to be gained from your lecture? On a spiritual path, it is giving and not taking. See, I am not coming to your lecture by fixing my fees. See? So important it is. Then, when, be very attentive, when whatever we are doing or not doing, the only expression is that of joy and happiness. Understand, we have learned the rules of life. When we eat, eat cheerfully and joyfully. Swamiji, my husband, you know, when he takes food, he even doesn't notice that there is a salt or chili, etc. He is so simple. I said, I don't know whether to call him simple or a buffalo. When you are taking food, you must taste it, is it not? What for the tongue is given by the Lord. We are not to put everything in there. If you are not feeling cold, the other day who asked me, Swamiji, I feel very much cold, what I should do? I said, congratulations. Why? You are alive. Will you complain that when I open my eyes, I see? Similarly, if you have got a healthy skin, you will feel cold. If you have got unhealthy skin, then you will not feel cold. So perception, if your perceptions are bright, it is the sign of good health. Oh, it is like that. But no, you know, when I see the Mahatmas in Himalayas, you know, in such a terrible cold, you know, I have seen one Mahatmaji. I went to that Badrinath. He was a black, jet black, and only one kaupin. And in the morning, when we are, he will just get down into Alaknanda and dip himself and slowly come out, and without even wiping, he goes out and nothing happens to him. And I was thinking how great it is. I said, you ask the same Mahatma to come to Haridwar in the month of December. He wants the ice slabs to sleep on, because it is very hot for him. Whether you can go to one extreme or other extreme is not spiritual life. Yuktahara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkhaha. Extremism is not spiritual life. See? We have to have a perfect balance. Not talking at all. It is not a sign of wisdom. It is a sign of bandi mutti sawalak ki. See? And non-stop talking, that is also not a sign of wisdom. The The sign of wisdom is when required, definitely talk. When not required, keep your mouth shut. See? This is what happens many a times. The morning, one girl was talking to me. He said, Swamiji, I was telling her, and then, she was not listening to me. And why this happens? I said, did she ask you? No. Then why did you talk? See? Remember, first we have to have created an altar for us. And when anything comes from the altar, then alone it is received. See? But we imagine that we are the best. The world should accept us. See? That is why when one Mahatma Gandhi was telling, the whole India was listening. Now so many Gandhis are sprouted up like the mushrooms. Who listens? Because that Mahatma Gandhi was living what he was talking. So unless we take that position, we should never go into this format of advising everybody. This is what in the old age, we go on talking to our children and grandchildren. They have not accepted us someone great. And then we say, see, I am telling for their benefit, but they avoid me. Because you are worth avoiding. Because what do we talk? We talk only, जब हम बच्चे थे ना, तब की बात है. We used to go to school even without shoes. Today's children, they want to buy every alternate week new shoes. Now, by this statement, what do we want to say? See, don't buy the shoes. So that one child was very smart. This happened in Delhi. He said to his dad, Dad, your dad was damn poor. Therefore, he could not buy shoes for you. My dad is rich. Why are you jealous? Remember, old people have nothing in their sleeves except the past. And the young people have all the future in front of them. When the old people pull them in their past and don't allow them to go in their future, the children are on a tug of war. See? And the most important principle, who is interested in our past? Everybody is interested in their own future. See? Therefore, if you see, there are three types of people. One type of people are those who talk about the third person. There are three persons in grammar. I is the first person, you is the second person, he, she, it, they is the third person. So when we talk about the third person, we are third class. The second type of people, they all the time talk about I. They are first class fools. Mahatmas neither talk about themselves nor they talk about the world. Then they give respect and reverence to the person who is in front of them. बेटा कैसे हो, ठीक है, बीबी कैसी है, कितनी नंबर की है, कितने बच्चे. See, these are all the things we will come to know when we start living more and more in awareness. Therefore, the best way to lead our life is keep yourself busy in your own format of authority. Never go beyond your authority. See? But we take the authority in our own hands, self-imposed authority. But is it not our duty to guide our grandchildren? It is also your duty to allow them to live. See? Constantly bothering them. And whenever anything is done in excess, it goes on the deaf ears. Therefore, friends, let us be very clear. The path to reality means find out your own essential nature. And how do we start it? Play the game of life with proper rules and regulations very well known. And the rule is lead a duty-oriented life, not the right-oriented life. All our politicians, They talk about rights. Nobody talks about duty. See, I was going in Sikkim on the border, Chinese border. It was nice snow, the lakes were frozen. So my friends took me there. Beautiful place. And when we were coming, there were about a dozen people, Bengalis from Calcutta. And there they were going, somebody by bicycle, and there were 2-3 disabled people. They were put into that wheelchair and others were pushing and they are going and all that. So when we were crossing, hello, hello, so there was a big board bringing awareness about the rights of the disabled. So when I saw that, I said, what are your rights? Government should do this thing, government should do that thing for us. I said, shall I tell you a story? You must be tired, I am also bored. Shall I tell you? Yes. Then I told them a story. I said, I was in New York on the airport and I saw one very beautiful girl in a wheelchair, our Gujarati girl. And when I saw her, I was so attracted, I went to her. I said, hey, how are you? I'm very pleased to see you. I don't know why, but you attracted my mind, so I just came to say hello to you. Take care. So there was some time. She said, Swamiji, do you come on Astha channel? I said, yes. I think I have seen you. And the eyes was thawed and we started talking. Then I looked at her, feet. She says, Swamiji, I know what you are looking at, I'll tell you, because there is time. Then she said, when I was in 12th standard, she was a Bombay girl. When I was in 12th standard, one morning when I got up, I could not lift my legs and put it on the floor from the bed. And I was so much disgusted, frustrated, cried, shouted, Mom, see what happened? I can't lift my legs. And her legs were paralyzed. Whatever may be the reason. She said, 2-3 days I cried like mad. After 2-3 days, she said, I decided nothing doing, enough. Then she completed her examination in good ranks. She did her graduation in commerce. Then for the higher education, she came to England. And from there, she went to USA and leading a self-confident, independent life, moving in the world, single person with all the limitations. I said, this is called as living in reality. Instead of demanding and begging, because I don't have got a leg, please give me something. Never beg in this world, friends. Then only the divinity is manifested. See? One child asked me this question. Swamiji, how do we know whether God is expressing through us or we are expressing through us? So I had some chocolate in my pocket. I said, eat this. He will get the reply. So he took that chocolate and kept in his pocket. I said, hey, why don't you eat? No, I'll give it to my sister. I said, why? No, she likes it. I said, if she will eat, what will you get? If you get, you will enjoy it. Then he asked me, Swamiji, do you have a sister? I said, no. Then you will never understand. Why? What happened? I don't know how to tell you. You are a Swami. See, when I will give to my sister, when she will eat, I will enjoy it more than when I eat myself. I said, if you have understood this, when you get happiness by receiving, it is you a miserable person. When you discover happiness, when you give, God is expressing through you. Don't search for reality, discover you are that. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.